right, I think we are live. So, to the listening world out there, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is podcast session four, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Hello, world, and I'm introducing Marie, and I'm going to give her a chance to introduce herself. This is our second podcast episode with actual live patients. So prior to this, my podcast sessions had one of my professors on there, Marie. We were discussing history of various procedures, how certain procedures have changed over time, things, the good, the bad of surgery, all this kinds of stuff. I'm going to let you introduce yourself, tell the world who you are, what you do, and why you're here.
Okay, great. My name is Marie Berdugo. I am in Houston, Texas. I am 51 years old. I am a hairstylist and
Dude, you do not look 51. I wonder why.
yes, and I'm getting into the real estate industry. What was so important to me is that I have so much energy as a young girl, but I noticed that age was taking a toll on me on my face. And the things I wanted to do in life, I needed a more youthful look. I needed to attract a lot of the younger crowd with like my energy does. So I noticed a lot of drooping in my face. So I came to Dr. Et, how you pronounce your last name?
Athre.
Athre.
Hey,
Athre.
yeah,
I think I was saying it wrong the whole time.
it's
Athre.
okay. It's
Yes,
okay.
I
Hey,
came to his office.
I accept any pronunciation except dumbass. Okay. So other than that, I'm down with anything.
Yes. I came to his office for facials, for chemical peels. I'm thinking maybe that would do the job. Maybe that would tighten my skin up. So I went to his office and I started to get facials. I started to get chemical peels. I started to realize that as I was looking at my clients and as I was looking at a lot of women, we almost had that same aging look. So I realized it was age. It wasn't so much having to get facials or chemical peels. So I had a consultation with Dr. Arthur. Arthur. Don't get lost. I don't say Arthur. And I liked everything he said. I was going to that office quite a few times on my visits for facial, so I got very familiar and very comfortable. So when I had a consultation with him and he was pointing out things was the same things that I was pointing out. So I knew he knew what he was talking about. Not only he's a professional, he also knew what I was wanting to fix too. So I thought about it for a little bit. And as I thought about it after my consultation, I realized, you know what, I'm going to take this jump. I'm going to take this jump. This is really major for me. I haven't had any major surgeries in my life, especially in my face. So it was really important to me, that I look young the way I feel young because of the business I am in. And so I said, you know what? I thought about it. I think it was about a month I thought about it. I said, you know what? I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. So I had this fire me that says, go for it, Marie. So I called, I made an appointment. I came in, I was
So
a little nervous.
so what'd you have done? So tell the world
Okay,
what you
so
had
what I
done.
had done on my face, what I had done is what I really needed done. What I had done was I had a neck lift. My neck was sagging. It was hanging. And I noticed I had these fat pockets right here. And I noticed on every woman my age or older, they had the same fat pockets. So I knew it was age. It had to do with age. We all looked the same. And so I hated it. I couldn't stand it. So my neck was kind of saggy. I could pull my skin out. So I knew my skin was getting really saggy. And so I had a neck lift. I had my neck tightened. I had the muscles cut and sewed together to make a really tight look on my neck here. I had fat taken out. I had a facelift right here, and which I really didn't realize, but I'm so happy he pointed it out in the beginning of our consultation. I had an eyebrow lift. So I was so happy that everything now is getting back into place like I wanted it and like it was in my 20s and 30s. So during the consultation, I felt really confident. I said, you know what? He knows what I need. He knows exactly what I need. He didn't sell me anything extra or sell me anything less. He hit the points. Everything I thought about in my head, is what he was pointing out. So yeah, this is great. When I went into now this is now I'm talking about when I went into my surgery date. Yes, I was nervous, and I had to keep looking at myself in my phone and say, man, I'm ready for a new look.
So
I'm nervous.
I'm gonna tell you something. I
Hmm.
think everybody is nervous, okay? And
Yes.
that's normal, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
it's normal. Yes.
and the other thing is, look, I personally had surgery. Okay, I had surgery about a month and a half ago,
Hmm.
and I was nervous. Okay, I think it's a normal human emotion, and it's so normal
Hmm.
that I don't give you medications, and I didn't give you any medications to take the night before to
No.
say no to zonk you out because I want you to kind of feel all of that, right? Because
Yeah.
it's kind of our check to make sure that we're all on the same page. We're human. We feel. We touch. It's like I don't want to just zonk you out and show up like and then do surgery on you.
Yes, yes. That is so important that every person experiences their feelings while they're going down this road here. It's so important. That way you could actually share your feelings with somebody else that doesn't know what's on the other side of the mountain. So it's really important. And I was nervous because for a lot of reasons. First of all, I was nervous because I wasn't going to be put to sleep, but that was a good thing though. I like that part though. I was
So
nervous because,
tell everybody about that. So tell
okay.
them what it feels like. Okay.
Okay. So when I was just gonna get a local and I wasn't getting put to sleep, I liked that part. It was good for me because I'm a person that runs a lot of things in my life. I need a lot of control. When I'm put to sleep and someone's doing something to me, I feel like I don't have no control. I feel helpless. So for me to be awake and to see the steps that are going on with me made me feel like I was participating in it, made me feel I was a part of it, and made me feel like I could speak if I need to speak and not feel like I'm asleep and nobody doesn't know what I'm going through. So I like that part there. To be awake and to be able to communicate and to be able to see what's going on and to be able to feel like I wasn't nothing serious is going to happen. So to see what was going on and to have a conversation while I'm getting this done was actually really comfortable for me.
Good. I think you're not the only person. I think this is kind of the standard what I've been hearing from my patients in retrospect. Like when you jump in,
Mhm.
there's this like fear, right? Because you
Yes.
don't know what's going to happen. And the cool thing about it is that you get to actually see it. You're not just like it's not like I come with you at a syringe and says, "Okay, night night, no one's home." Boom. You know,
Right.
here you
Right.
get it's like, hey Marie, this is what we're gonna do next. You cool with that? All right, cool. Can you turn your
Yes.
head for me a little bit? And it's
Yes.
and
Yes.
so
Yes. And so that's really that was really important to me. And I know it's important to a lot of people because I know with my clients that have surgery or my clients who want to have surgery, the part that they're scared about is being put to sleep.
mhm.
I hear from everybody, well, I'm scared I'm not going to wake up. I'm scared I don't know what's going to happen. When they hear from me that I wasn't put to sleep, that I was awake, that lightens up their eyes. They're like, you know what? I didn't know they did that. I didn't know that happened. I thought they had to. I like that idea. I like the idea that I could be awake and talk. So it actually is a really big eye opener to a lot of people knowing that they don't need to be put to sleep to get this facelift procedure done, which I think a lot of women when they know that, or a lot of people, even men, when they know that, they're going to become more interested in making changes and try to get more of a youthful face. Because a lot of people nowadays, they have two or three jobs, they have a career, then they have a side gig, they got to go sports, they got to do this, and they have the energy to run around because they're taking care of themselves, but their face is aging along, with the days that keep going by, their face is aging. They're like, man, I look old, but I sure don't feel old.
It's
So
the 50 is the new 20, right?
yeah, I think it is. I really think it is. I think things are turning around. Things are going backwards. The older you get, the younger you feel. I think that's
So
how it is.
no, I think a lot. So I think a couple of things have changed. So as we're all getting healthier, right? So most
Mhm.
of us today, we know a lot more information about staying healthy, eating healthy stuff. So our life is a little longer. right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So as our lives are longer and we do stuff for a longer period of time,
Hmm.
then what happens is that we have the energy inside of us and we're like cranking. And I hear this from all my patients. I have a patient, Marie. She's
Hmm.
80 years old. She's over 80. Okay. And
Hmm.
she has a full-time job. She works 40 hours a week. Okay.
Wow.
Exactly. And she's like, listen, I'm doing everything that I've done forever. Okay. But what I see in the mirror doesn't match what I do on a daily basis.
Yes, I
I
agree.
just, and I'm not asking to look 20, but I just want there to be a little bit more like simpatico between the two. I think so.
Hmm.
What you're saying to people, I think I'm putting in words in your mouth, but I think that's what you're trying to say.
Yes, exactly. Nowadays it's different. People are changing their lifestyle. They're going vegan. Back in the days, we didn't know what vegan was. We didn't know what a keto was. Now there's new different type of ways of eating. So there's vegan, there's vegetarian, there's keto. So a lot of people are turning to these type of lifestyles, which is actually making their body feel better. And there's making their body, stronger and making their body feel more younger, but the face is still looking a little older. So the thing is, people want their look in their face to match how their body feels.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they'll want to go ahead and say, well, maybe I need a little this, maybe I need a little that, but they're not sure exactly where to go. And they're not sure exactly what the procedure's like and what the steps are like. So that kind of stops them from taking that initial step. Right there. Yes. Yeah. But yeah, so when I had the day of my surgery, yes, I was nervous. I was nervous because I didn't know what was really on the other side of the mountain. When you don't know where you're gonna step, but you're gonna step, you want to step carefully. So it makes you a little nervous. But everybody was so kind, everybody was so understanding. It made me feel more relaxed.
When did the nervousness come down? When did you feel like, because I'm sure like even during surgery, like there's probably stages, right? So the
Yes.
first stage, you're like, okay, it doesn't hurt. Okay, I got past that point. Then you get
Hmm.
all bundled up and you're going home. So when does it feel like I'm on the other side of the mountain? I've already done it. And now I
Okay.
know what I'm going to look like.
Yes, when my nervousness was starting to calm down is when you did my first eye lift.
Really?
Yes, when you did the first one, and I think it was like, I'm not sure 100%, but I'm gonna guess it felt like 20 minutes.
Okay. No, that's
It
about
felt,
right. That's about right.
okay, it felt like 20 minutes. When you was done and you said, okay, we're to the next one, I was like, what? He's done and there's no problem? It was that easy? I'm thinking myself, I know he has to see that if I'm thinking, is it really done? But I'm like, I know he has to see it's done. And I'm like, okay. Okay, when you did this one here and you were done with that one, I was like, wow, this is how easy it is. This is how fast it is. It didn't even hurt. I didn't even feel nothing. And I was like, oh my gosh, when I do color on somebody's hair, I take 2.5 hours, pour them. This is surgery. And it took like maybe an hour total. And I was like, wow, this is an in and out job.
That was
Like
for the eyelids only, though.
the eyelids. I was like, when that happened, I was like, okay, my nervousness was going down. And then the thing is, I don't really feel hardly nothing. I was kind of drifting off and on sleep because I was relaxed. Um, and so my nervousness was going down when you started to work on here. I kept telling myself, this is what I want. I don't want the way it looked when I came in. I don't want that. No, I want this to be gone. I want this to be tight. When I start thinking about how much I want it to look better, my nervousness started to go down. And then when you were finished with this here and you're on to this, I was like, golly, that's fast. And I kept thinking what I'm gonna look afterwards when I'm completely healed. So I kept staying focused, on the amazing look that I'm gonna get once everything's healed. But my nervousness started to go down as you were starting to work on my face because I really didn't feel no pain at all. When I didn't
So,
feel no pain, I started to feel more better.
was there, okay, so we go through surgery, your nervousness comes down during surgery. Now, when we're done and you get to go home that first night, does the
Mm-hmm.
nervousness go back up?
No.
Or so what do you feel like? Like, what is that feeling like between the point at which I tell you it's done, and then
Mm-hmm.
you get to see me the next day, and then I unwrap everything? What goes through your brain at that point?
Oh my gosh. First, when I was leaving the office, I was just, oh my God, I can't believe I did this. This is what I've been wanting to do. And I actually did it. I didn't just, prolong the thought, for months and years. I actually did it. And I'm so excited. I was so excited. I started to laugh because I was so happy. I was so excited. I wasn't nervous. I felt really confident. And I felt in my heart that I knew everything was going to have a good outcome just because the way you were handling me, the way you were talking to me, your hand was so gentle and so soft. I had actually no worries in my heart, in my spirit during surgery. I felt like I was in really good, confident, knowledgeable hands. So I didn't have no fear with having you working on my face. I had absolutely no fear. I had full confidence because you have like a spirit of confidence,
Thank
that
you.
pours on people. So
Thank
I
you.
knew everything was going to be okay. I was
It's
just so
it's the
excited.
confidence juju juice I put on in the morning.
Right, right, yes. And I was just so excited. I mean, I couldn't wait to come back the next day to take it off so I could actually see how things were looking. And I was real. The thing is, I had no pain at all. I had no pain. It was just a little bit different sleeping because I had this on my head, and I'm a crazy sleeper, so I'm used to doing all this when I sleep, and then I had to sleep, real still, and so that was kind of like a little different. But pain wise, no, maybe discomfort a little bit because I felt like maybe some of the numbing was going away, so I felt a little discomfort, but I didn't feel no major pain at all. I didn't cry, I didn't moan, I didn't complain. I was just up taking a bath, moving around with this huge thing on my head.
The Teletubby.
Yes, and I wasn't. And the thing is, when I checked in a hotel, I had this big Teletubby on my head, and I wanted everybody to see. I didn't even care. I wasn't even embarrassed, and I want people to ask me, "Oh, what's going on?" And I had a conversation with the man at the front desk too when I was checking in and when I was checking out. It was the same man. And I told him, I said, and he said, "Is everything okay?" I said, "Man, everything is wonderful. I just got a facelift, and I had this huge thing on my head, having conversation with him." And me and him he was having a conversation about him having his veneers, and then I was having a conversation about me having a facelift, this big, huge Teletubby right in front of everybody at the desk because that's how excited I was. And he had a wonderful smile. I said, and he would tell me, "Yeah, my veneers cost, I think he said like $40,000." And I said, "Well, your $40,000 turned into $1 million smile." He says, "And you know what? You're gonna have $1 million face." And we were just talking. We were just talking like this because I was so excited. And then I go back to your office, and man, I was just so excited to get that off and to look. I don't. I mean, I couldn't even explain to you when I didn't care about all these markers on my face.
Yeah.
I wasn't even seeing that when
So,
I was
by the way,
doing
to everybody else on the world, so I take a Sharpie. I use a Sharpie, and I draw all over your face, and I have
that.
and I got lines, and I got cross hatching. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I loved it though. I took a lot of pictures and stuff because I'm gonna put a journal together, and these markings to me, all these Sharpies, they meant something to me. They meant something. It was a map. It was a map, to my happiness. It was a map to
That's a good way
looking
of
at.
looking at it. I like that.
Yeah,
It's a
that.
map to happy. For me, it's a map
Yes,
to surgery. So for you, it's a map. It's like perspective.
yes, yes. And see, the thing is too, like when I do hair, I create a map on the hair to so I could find direction. I call it a roadmap, and
Right.
nobody understands that roadmap but me.
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. Nobody understands my markings except me, but it tells me what I need to do next.
Exactly. And I have a lot of my clients and they're like, I've never had my hair sectioned like this before. And I said, because nobody's done your hair like the way I'm going to do it.
Yeah, yeah,
I said, this is my roadmap to create what I need to create to be able to achieve the look that you want to wear.
yeah.
And stuff. I said, no one's ever going to understand my formulas because they're my formulas. No one's ever going to understand my roadmap because it's my roadmap. No one understands anything I do but me because it's my creation that I created. And I said, it's my signature. So everybody could try to copy, but they're never going to get it exact. That's what I tell my clients. So when I seen all these markings on my face, they were like blessings to me because it was a map to my happiness. And so I took all these pictures and my daughter's like, Mom, take that off. I said, no, let it wear off on its own.
Yeah.
Because I liked it. It was a roadmap to my happiness. It was out of the depression, aging look into a more happier, youthful, tight look, the way my heart feels. So when I took it off, I was just kept looking. I was so happy. I didn't know what to cry. I didn't know what to laugh because I had so many crazy emotions because this is exactly what I wanted. And now it's the healing process.
So
And
so there's this kind of like, do you remember the book I gave you? The
yes,
little post-op book. Okay. In there, there's like that roller coaster diagram, right? Of what you feel. Like
mm-hmm,
it's on the back of, I think one of the back of one of the pages, and it shows
yeah.
you like the excitement, then the down and the up. So what point in this process, okay, so you're talking a lot about this excitement when you get all this stuff off, but then there's this kind of this little slowdown, right? As you're
Mm-hmm,
kind of healing and all this stuff.
mm-hmm.
What point in that process do you finally look in the mirror and go, wow, I'm done, and boom shakalaka? Like, when does that happen?
Yeah, I think I want to say when I think I swelled on the third and fourth day a lot. And I knew that was going to happen because you did tell me that was going to happen, and I knew that was going to happen.
I call it the bowling ball.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. You were swell up like a bowling ball. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't. And I kept saying, man, I can't wait to the fifth day. I can't wait to the sixth day. I want this swelling to go down and stuff. But I think when swelling was going down, I think it was probably about, I don't know, maybe about a week. And I started to see like defined look. And I was like, wow, like it's only going to get better as long as you take care of yourself and you listen to the doctor's instructions and don't think you know everything. Everything will be okay. Healing will heal up good. You won't have any problems. I always feel like this here. You could go on the internet, you could all this kind of stuff, but I feel like listening to your doctor is the golden key. Whatever he says is what you got to do. So I listened to all your instructions. I listened to how you were gonna how things were gonna heal, and what did you want me to do, and what did you want me to drink, and how did you want me to sleep, and all. So I did everything, and I think that's what really helped me
Right.
heal really well. So I think I want to say the third and fourth day is when I was like, well, I
OMG.
think that was my downtime because I was like a bowling ball. I think that's when the scale went woo. Was on my third and fourth day and stuff. But I told myself, as the days go by, it will go right back up. So I think it went back up like on the sixth day.
Sixth day.
Yeah.
So for me, looking at you, like, I think I go through the same set of emotions. Like, people don't understand that, I'm a human too. So
Mm-hmm.
I go through the same type of thing that you go through. Like, I do it with you. Okay. I just don't talk about it to you with you because I got to have my confidence juju juice on me, right?
Yes. Yes.
So, like, during surgery, I'm like all pumped up, and you can feel it. You're in the music, you're like, And then
Mm-hmm.
when you're done with surgery, there's this like immense, like, oh my God, I created this. And then I see you at day one. So between you going home and you coming back to see me post op day one, there's nervousness for me. Okay. Like, my heart's like boom, 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 because I'm ready to open everything, make sure that there's no problems, nothing. So there's that nervousness on my side. And
Mm-hmm.
then when almost all my patients will call me back day 3, day 4, like, oh my God, I know you told me bowling ball, but is this really normal, right? So I go through the same thing. And, for me, I've seen it so many times, I can talk you out of it and say, okay, look, I've seen all these people, that's normal. just push through, right?
Yes.
But that, I think it's the 2 week point when you come to get all your sutures and staples out at 2 weeks. That's when I see the result as well. And I can see the smile on everybody's face, and it's very contagious, right? It's like, it's very infectious because you're all pumped in that emotion of that point. And that's
Mhm.
when I really get back on that roller coaster upswing again.
Yes, yes, yes. I was really excited to get the staples out. I
Oh,
was so
yeah.
excited. I was really. I feel like, oh, I think I need them out now. I think I need them out.
By the time that day comes, you're like, I want it out.
Yes,
There's
yes.
nobody who's like, yeah, leave it in an extra day.
Oh yeah, you're ready. You're ready to get them out. I think like in about a week and a half, you're like, okay, I'm ready to get them out because I think what it is when the stitches and the staples are out. Now it's your time that everything's gonna heal up right. You still feel like let me see, you still feel fresh out of surgery while you have all those staples and stitches in. So you feel really delicate, you feel real tender, you feel like there's still some restrictions onto you.
Mhm.
But once you get the staples and stitches out, you feel free. You feel like you
Yeah.
can run and do what the heck you want to do now, because all it is healing time, and the more time that goes by, the better you heal. You feel more free to wash your hair, to blow dry your hair. You feel like
And
now.
you did awesome. Like, you kept everything so clean. I mean, that was another reason why I think you kind of healed very quickly, because not
Yes.
only did you follow the instructions, but there are some people who are super scared to like get in there and clean it and everything. And you did, like, I mean, it was like spotless.
Yes, yes. So, I did. I couldn't wait to shampoo my hair. And when you said, you can shampoo, I was like, yes. I took my mirror. I have nails on now, but remember I took my nails off.
I
I
told
took
you
my
to.
nail,
Yeah.
yeah, I took my nails off so I don't, poke
Scratch
anything,
it. Yep.
damage anything. So it was so much easier when you have your nails off and you just kind of just tender, just real gentle. You're not gonna hurt nothing. You're not gonna pull nothing off. You're not scraping nothing. You're just with the tips of your fingers. You're just shampooing the hair, into your hair. I mean, shampooing the shampoo into your hair, and you're getting everything cleaned up. I feel like when you do that, things could heal better.
And you feel
You know.
better. It's like, look good, feel good, and you're like in that zone of healing.
Yes, and you feel more cleaner when your hair is
Mhm.
clean. At least when I know a woman, when your hair is clean, you feel so much better. And then when you clean all the like the dried up blood and stuff,
The
you feel
crusties.
yeah, it makes you feel so much better. It's not stuck in your hair, and so yeah, I think a lot of times they're scared or something, but I wasn't scared. I was like, well, if anything happens, I'll just call you, but I just call you and say, oh, I took out a staple. I knew it was going to be okay and stuff. I wasn't scared, but I didn't. I did it real gentle. And I stayed in the shower for like about 20 or 30 minutes. Just kind of washing my hair real gentle and then putting some conditioner in it. But yeah, and then then you told me to not blow dry it, or with no heat. So I was so careful. I said, okay, this is what I do for a living. So I know what to do. I was like that. So I did. The top part, the back part, I blow dried it with heat, but on the sides right here, I did it with cold.
Cool setting. Yeah.
Yes, I did it cool. It took longer, to dry, but I did it. I kind of put the blow dryer out a little bit and kind of shook it around with cool to kind of, dry this up right here on the sides where I have my stitches and where I have my staples. And it worked. I said, man, it worked. Everything is great. I feel great. Most of my hair is dry. And because when my hair dries, it dries real wavy and curly. And I didn't like that part. So I said, okay, we're going to have to dry it a little bit so it's a little straight. And so yeah, I mean, it worked for me. I have no problem. I figured it out, and I figured the combination, and I said, okay, I'm gonna do the same thing the next day. So every day, yeah, I wash my hair to make sure that I kind of like loosen up any type of dried up blood or any type of scabs that need to fall out of my hair. Sometimes they'll get stuck in my hair, and I had to shampoo it and condition it out to make sure it stayed clean.
Yeah.
Yes, I had absolutely, no issues and no problems doing that myself.
That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
Marie, I really want to thank you for your time and sharing your feelings and what you went through. I think that, all of us, like, we're all on a journey. And
Yes.
many times, like, one thing that what you don't know that you've really contributed here to is you have really contributed to people understanding this journey of this thing
Yes.
of the way you feel, what prompts you to kind of seek a procedure. And that I love your energy about, how you said it, like, what I saw in the mirror and what I did every day just didn't go. They were fighting each other.
Yeah.
And, so you want this little bit more cohesive, like what you see is how you feel on the inside. You have an awesome
Exactly.
result, I'd love to be the person. I thank you for the compliments, but it's not just my work. Okay. First of all, I have a whole team out here that are freaking awesome at what they do,
Yes, they are. Thank you.
and a big contributor in this whole thing is you. Okay. I'm going to say a little something about you. You were an awesome patient. You did everything like you were supposed to do. You were so awesome. I've referred you to 3 patients that are coming up because they were all worried about how to clean their hair and stuff. And I was like, listen, I'm going to make it real simple.
Mhm.
I have somebody who is a hairdresser who's gone through the procedure herself. She did
Yeah.
awesome. She knows what it feels like, what it looks like. So just go see her. And
Yes.
that'll take that worry off the table. And
Yeah.
so you from every aspect of from the patient standpoint, you took it to the next level. And it's kind of like I feel like when we're a team and we're all working towards the same goal,
Yeah.
it's like we get to win the NBA championship. It takes all 5 players on the team,
Yes. Yes.
you
Yes.
know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so thank you so much for sharing your story. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to put a plug in for you. Marie is a phenomenal hairdresser. How do people get in touch with you if they want to make an appointment with you?
Yes, they could always call me on my business number. It is 979-480-3057. And I'm located in Houston around the gallery area.
There
I
you
get
go.
tongue
And
twisted.
if you have any questions, also, I think people can call you up because you are a person that I think you really take inventory of how you feel. Some people, like, I'm not that kind of person. I just kind of march through stuff, but you like to feel it. And so if you want to talk to Marie about her experiences and her thoughts, and definitely, if you
Yes.
even if you've had a facelift someplace else, you need help with your hair, whatever, go look at her because she knows exactly what to look out for, what to see, what to do, what not to do. So thank you, Marie.
You're welcome.
All right, love you, and you look hot. You look awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.